So I'm excited to be in the region and hear from people who can answer those questions, give me tangible answers on what are the next steps for that.
While we're in meetings, the point isn't to advocate for a certain cause or to state my opinion. It's to really hear what the speaker has to say, because at the end of the day, these are the perspectives of the region. They're not looking to hear my outsider's perspective. I'm coming to them for a reason. So whether I disagree or not, there are different ways to be an agent of change, and it's not necessary in attacking the speaker.
Here you're just being overloaded with all sorts of information that's contradictory at times, and it's intense to process.
Now experiencing that and seeing, talking to people like Danny Sturza, who created the wall, or Betsy Tsai, who also, they talked about the disadvantages of the wall. I think emotions have a big part in it, because that's what policy affects, people's emotions.
I think something that really struck me was the freedom theater in Jenin, and how people can be doing so much good.
And sometimes it's uncomfortable to hear people criticize Israel as harshly as they do. But I think it's important for me to hear.
We're about to meet with the prince, and I feel honored that you meet with us because we are students.
One experience that really stuck out was hearing from Ron, an Israeli man who had lost his daughter. We were at a cemetery in Haifa and sort of heard his story.
And although I sympathize with his father completely, and I do think that I do disagree with his choice to consider all Muslims to be suspect.
But it also sort of challenged me to think about why people who say things that maybe I find very hurtful or don't agree with, what brings them to that place to say those types of things.
The tour we just had is pretty interesting too. You're kind of seeing a very select perspective of the situation, so that's something I think we'll have to talk about more as a group and kind of do our own more thorough research about.
And just you have speakers that you realize are just spewing rhetoric, and then you have speakers that want to find a solution.
It was great to see and hear from an ambassador with so much prestige like Dennis Ross.
Robert Malley, and also this gentleman named Gaith, I forget his last name. But they were really just inspiring figures, and they saw the conflict for what it was.
We'll have a very hopeful speaker, and in the very next 5 minutes we have a speaker who says it's never going to happen, or within the next decade it's not going to happen.
And the thing is that with the Middle East, everything is changing every second. So even the speakers that I met with last year talked about different things than they did this year, and had different emphasis, different focuses. This year, however, there is more talk about what we can do aside from the peace process. So what are other avenues aside from the peace negotiations that you can pursue to get a two-state solution?